Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Presley, editor of Catfish Now magazine, and I have Texan Mick Petree with me here today, and he's going to be visiting with us on our Tick of the Month segment. The August issue of Catfish Now is what we're talking about. Mickey, what is your tip?
Ron, first of all, thank you for having me tonight. I just basically want to give my little tip that will maybe help some folks catch a little bit more fish in this warmer weather and the summertime. Folks down here on these lakes in Texas, a lot of people know that we have, pretty extreme water temperatures. Post spawn, right now our water is between about 85 and 92 degrees, depending on where you are. My preferred tip and go-to right now is about mid-depth. What I call mid-depth here will be about 15 to 25 foot or so. The fish are still scattered out everywhere. The big thing right now to keep in mind on these lakes are the fish are scattered out. They're not grouped back up. I love to anchor fish, but right now is not really the time for that. So my preferred go-to method would be to pull planer boards. And anybody that doesn't know exactly what a planer board is, this is a planer board. What it does is it helps you pull your bait away from the boat. I like to run a couple planer boards on each side. And when I do this, what it does, Ron, is it allows me to cover, say a football field or so on each side of the boat, to where whenever I'm pulling down through there, the big thing, like I say, is with them being scattered out, you need to cover as much ground as possible. But there's key factors in this now. And guys, I'm going to show y'all one of my preferred rigs is just a regular Santee Cooper. I mean, with just a cork and a hook. The leader length is going to depend on what your graph tells you. Look at your graph, and if you see fish on the graph that are almost stacked to the bottom or just a few feet up from the bottom, you can make that leader length longer to get your bait further up off the bottom. Right now, a lot of our fish are hugging down low. The thermocline's getting ready to come in. After it does, they'll move up. But a big thing right now is these fish may not be biting real hard. I mean, what they're doing is you see a lot of the bumps on your rod. So I go down to a smaller weight. This is a 2-ounce weight. It's from Partners in Slime. I like to have a 2-ounce so that they don't feel as much resistance when they hit it. And I like to slow my boat down a lot. A lot of people like to drag fast, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. And I will in the right time when the fish are just, really hitting it and hammering down. But right now, it's just, you'll see just the little bumps. Those little bumps still are, I've had them just bumping like this, chasing my bait, 15, 20-pound fish or better. So I'll slow my boat down to 0.3, 0.4, and then just kind of judge from there based on what the fish are doing. If you start catching a lot of fish that way, good. If they're bumping it, but they're not taking it, slow down. Go smaller on your weight size so they're not feeling the resistance. Go down to a lighter, not necessarily smaller, but a lighter. This is a big trick too that a friend of mine, Larry Muse, taught me a long time ago. When the fish are not biting real hard, if you'll go down to a thinner, smaller wire, not as heavy a hook, when they go to bite it, they don't quite feel as much, and it's a little bit easier to grab it when they're not really wanting to get with it. So legitimately, folks, what I would say is mid-depths, cover ground. The reason I say the planer boards, again, you get a big spread, you're covering more territory. Adjust your leader sizes up or down, whatever the fish are telling you. If they're further off the bottom, smaller cuts of bait if they're not hitting real good. Everybody thinks you have to have these great big baits. The rivers you do, winters you do. I like big baits too. But again, these post-spawn fish that are coming out there, they need to feed, but they're not biting like you would think, especially when you start getting a lot warmer water. Slow your boat down, pay attention to your graph, pay attention to what the fish are doing for you. If they're hitting hard, you can change things up. If they're barely bumping it, go down on your weight size, go down on your hook size, go down on your bait size, slow your boat down.
Well, there you go, folks. You just remember those fish are scattered in this hot weather, so get out there and catch some of those summer fish too. That's your Catfish Now tip of the month. Fish with passion.